So here we go with my review of the Gi Joe 30th anniversary / 2012 version of Sci-Fi. So let's get started here by going through the file card here. I'm going to read that off here, and it says here his codename is Seymour Sci-Fi Fine, Elite Combat Trooper, name Seymour P. Fine, grade E4 Specialist, birthplace is Geraldine, Montana. Primary weapon, laser assault targeting weapon. Combat gear is removable helmet, helmet with blast shield, power hose, power source backpack, support rifle, and argon burst laser rifle. I will point out though, it says support rifle here. I don't remember him coming with any other rifle other than his laser rifle. Anyways, Sci-Fi is a laser trooper who is a master of precision and patience. A laser weapon requires someone who can hold his position for an extended time. Sci-Fi is perfect for the job because he is a slow-moving, easygoing guy and an experienced marksman. He can keep perfectly still as the laser burns through enemy weapon systems in a continuous burst beam. So that's his little bio there. And just quickly, let's kind of look back there at the artwork. It's a nice, cool-looking picture of him there. So let's throw that away to the side and bring him in here and just talk about him now. So let's zoom in here and look at him up close. So there's Sci-Fi there, all decked out in his sci-fi looking outfit. Pretty cool version of him, or just a cool looking figure in general. I always kind of liked the original Sci-Fi. I kind of liked the way he looked. Very sort of unique and distinct from the other Gi Joe characters. He's sort of, I guess, you know, more futuristic version of what's the one guy that they had in like the original Gi Joe wave. He looked, you know, more like the traditional army green with the little red pads. He was a laser trooper also. Was it a like Zap or something, or Flash? I think it was Flash, if I'm not mistaken. But so he's kind of like, you know, a different version of that guy there, more modern, even back in the old original toy line. So this guy obviously is, you know, like his name, very sci-fi looking. Anyways, as you can see, if you're familiar at all with the original version of him or the old version of him, they pretty much got the look of him down. It looks like Sci-Fi. He's got the kind of green, sort of almost fluorescent green there with the black and silver going on as far as his color scheme goes. Let's just kind of pan on down there. He's got the gloves, little blast shield or vest or whatever there. I like the little wrist guards or gauntlets that he's got on there. And I also kind of like the way they did these here. He's like little, sort of like knee pads almost, with these like little hoses coming off and going to his little boots there. Makes him look more sci-fi like. And let's just kind of pan up here and look at his little blaster gun there. That's a cool looking version of it. And you'll notice I actually have him with the hose on. And again, I'll point this out, I'm not a big fan of the hoses, but this is one of the few figures that I think kind of benefits from having the hose on there. Doesn't really get in the way, and it kind of, you know, goes with the gear that he's got. And here's his little backpack there. Again, the hose is attached. I like the little gold little accents they put on there, and the little red. That looks cool. And obviously there's his little character stand. So let's go back up here and kind of run through his little accessories. Now, he's got his little helmet here, and it is removable. So this is his helmet here with, I guess, the blast visor not fully, you know, brought down, and you can pop it off his head here. So let's just take it off there. So there's his head with his little hood there on, or a little cap. Not too big on the face sculpt of him. He looks kind of weird. I don't know. Kind of freaky looking there. But, you know, it's not too bad. At least he doesn't have just like a generic ski mask like all the Cobra Troopers seem to have. So, again, here's his little helmet here, which is removable. That's shot up close. And then it comes with another version of it, which is basically same thing, but with the blast shield all the way down. So if you want, you can just throw this on his head, and now he kind of looks like a generic, just, I don't know, sci-fi trooper of some kind. So, but that's kind of cool. And that's really the only other accessory that he comes with other than what I got him with right now on him. So he's got his gun here, like I said. and the backpack. And obviously both of those are removable, and the little hose if you want to count it as an accessory. So let's go ahead and pop his little rifle off here and just take a closer look at that. So here it is in all its glory. So pretty cool, and again, it's got some of that gold accent on it. I like that. And you notice here it's got this like little post here, and that allows it to store. I'm going to go ahead and take this hose off because, like I said, it does kind of get in the way. And one thing here, you'll notice it's kind of like bends, so I don't know if this might want to break off on you, but the little tab that it connects to is actually painted. So when I first got this guy, I didn't know if you were actually supposed to store it here, or if it was, I thought it would make sense to be stored underneath here somewhere like that, but because it's painted, I thought maybe that was, you know, something that they wanted to display, but unfortunately you cover it up when you put this hose on. So anyways, but there is a little slot here on the side of his backpack, and that little post can kind of peg in there like that, so you can store his rifle there on the side of his backpack. So that's a cool little touch. So I like that. Let's kind of pan out here. So that's how he looks with it just stored there. And like I said, they mentioned that he has a support rifle of some kind. I do wish he would have came with like a little handgun or something other than his big laser rifle. He's a little lacking in that department. Let's go ahead and put his little helmet back on here. Articulation on this guy. Pretty much just going to give a brief description of it. Everything else is pretty much standard Gi Joe articulation on him, although his wrists here have the extra joints, go up and down like that there on that one, and this one here can go in and out. You can kind of bend it towards you. Actually, you know what? I think this one goes up and down also. Yeah, this figure kind of breaks with that sort of tradition, if you will, with the other figures, in that this wrist usually would go in and out this way, but this one goes up and down as well, I guess, because of the way his rifle is. I guess it's just to, you know, allow him to better hold it. But other than that, everything else is pretty much your typical Gi Joe level of articulation. And I believe his little vest here is removable. You can see the little peg right there where it connects. So if you want, you can pop this off of him for whatever reason. But that's pretty much him there in a nutshell. So my final thoughts on this guy: I think it's a really cool figure. It's something that's different. It is very sort of futuristic and sci-fi looking. I always liked the old original version of him. So this is a nice, modern, up-to-date version of him to have. You know, it's got the extra articulation, a little more detail thrown in. So if you like the old toy, I'd say definitely get this one. And you know, it's a nice figure to have, a good one to have for your collection. So with that, I'll wrap it up with my look at the Gi Joe 30th anniversary / 2012 version of Sci-Fi.